movies for Black girl nerds.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm your host Ryan here, and I'm getting back into the Star Wars recaps, guys, because Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series is now airing. Episodes are coming out, and I had to, guys. I have become such a fan. I have become a fan of this one back here. Let me point on the right side, back here behind me. Third sister, Miss Moses Ingram, doing a thing right here. I have become a fan of hers. So as we all hear, basically as a BGN crew, if you haven't been paying attention, looking at all our social media posts and everything like that, we have an interview, by the way, with Moses Ingram and Deborah Chow, the director, on BGN's YouTube page. So go check that out. So dope, so cool. We've got all coverage on all of our social media platforms for Star Wars. Jamie hasn't. We're coming back with our live. We promise. We've been off a couple live episodes because Jamie has been covering the Star Wars celebration, among other things, other content she's bringing you guys. So definitely go check out. If you need your Star Wars fix, we got you covered on all platforms of Black Girl Nerds. But yeah, guys, I had to come back. You guys know I did Mandalorian recap. We brought you last stuff from Mandalorian, and you guys, I got off track. I mean, I got my Disney Plus subscription sitting right there, and I haven't checked out the Book of Boba Fett. I want to do that. They're coming back with season 3 of Mandalorian. They're going to have Andor, Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka with the so talented Rosario Dawson. Have you checked her out in DMZ, by the way? But yeah, it's going to be so cool to see her, get her to be on the forefront of that series. I think she is so underestimated. I cannot wait for her to do her thing. I think she is so dope. And it's going to be so cool to see her in that. But yeah, this whole Disney Plus Star Wars series things is doing it up. And for me, Mandalorian is what got me really into Star Wars fandom, really took me down the rabbit hole, because I dibble-dabble, seen some of the older movies of Star Wars, but I never had sunk into it until I saw Mandalorian, representing Baby Yoda right here, or Grogu. I still love the whole Baby Yoda thing, but we found out his original name. But yeah, guys, I am just loving what they're doing, this new phase. George Lucas busted out the gate in 1977 with that Star Wars. Would have came a long way when he sold. Disney Plus was like, let's mix it up, let's do something different. And they bring in so many different angles, bringing back characters. Sometimes you got to go back and watch some of the different eras in different phases and stuff and get caught back up, because it's talking about Obi-Wan. So it's pulling from a lot of the older George Lucas material, bringing in a new spin, a new outlook for the different generations. So it's so cool to get the different generations of fandom into this world like Disney Plus has, like the Star Wars powers that be have it going. But first of all, I want to talk about why I have this background behind me right here. Moses Ingram doing her thing. She is the third sister. She is part of the Inquisitors on the show coming up here. They play the big bad. They have the Dark Force thing coming on here, Dark Force thing happening here, Dark Side Warriors. Some of them used to be Jedi, so they had that thing going. But she has recently, how it always goes when you're in these genres and everything like that, when you do a change up, when you do a switch, even though you're representing what everyday life looks like, the haters gonna hate. The haters gonna come out of the woodwork because they just don't know how to accept change, how to take change for a little bit. And my little 2 cents added onto this is, and by the way, Moses Ingram, if you haven't been keeping up on social media and everything, we've been bringing you a lot of coverage of it on Black Girl Nerds, because we are so stand when it comes to, we are standing for Moses Ingram. She is doing a thing on here. I love the layers that she is adding, that she's representing for her character. But anyway, she's received a lot of racist hate, back hate, and or hate and hatred for her stepping into this role, because we know how people have a certain mind frame when you go into to these certain shows, into this genre. But as a Black girl nerd, when I think about sci-fi, supernatural, superheroes, I love it all. I just want it to be incorporated into that world. It's a passion of mine. And so if you give me a good character, we got the plot happening, I can follow this character through different phases. They have layers. I'm sold. I'm not worrying about what they look like, all this other kind of stuff. But the whole world doesn't work like that. I don't understand why it's not reverse of that, because, as a fan myself, when I'm following all these stories, and 9 times out of 10, the characters that I'm following, that I'm loving, the characters that don't look like me. And so when I have an opportunity for, there's a diverse mix up, for there's a change in these genres where a person could look like me, when it can represent my friends, what I see in everyday life, some of my experiences, I don't see why that's a problem. I don't see why it's not a 2-way street by now. But you know what? It's just going to keep having to be putting people's in the haters' faces until they like, I mean, it is what it is. It needs to become a new norm. And, we're going to bring it to you forefront and in the center at Black Girl Nerds. You know how we stand, you know how we do it to keep this diversity and representation in your face. So you know that it needs to be there and that they're doing it. So Moses Ingram, shout out, you are doing your thing. So dope. But yeah, so yeah, I just want to give her, I'm gonna keep her behind me as we go through how dope these episodes were. And I just want to give her a shout out. So she knows everybody doesn't feel that way. By the way, shout out to the Star Wars powers that be, the cast and the crew. Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi, did a Instagram post that everybody needs to watch about diversity and inclusion and how he's not gonna stand for that. So I love how they are totally not listening to any of these haters. They like, we're going to keep moving forward. We got the story that we want to tell. Moses is an intricate part of the story. And so it is what it is. You deal with it and keep it pushing. So yeah, I love that. So that is my little 2 cents. Let me get off that and get into how I love these 2 episodes here. So again, part 1, part 2, we got the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think there might be a couple more episodes out by the time you hear this. We're going to be bringing you all of it. We'll keep the coverage going and bring you all of our rants and recaps and everything, because I am loving this. I want to get deep, continue to get deep in this, go down the rabbit hole and bring you guys as much information as we can find. So episode 1, we're coming up what I said. We got Ewan McGregor. He's having his life in exile in Tatooine, and he's there basically. He's watching Luke, like little baby Luke. And this is basically set 10 years after the Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So basically we end up seeing him getting recruited into this new mission, into his next step. He had, like I say, he has this responsibility of watching over Luke. He also has this responsibility of watching over a baby Leia, which I like to call it. I'm just gonna put baby in front of everything because I think it's so cute how it's like we're getting like these different beginning stories and so to speak of these characters. It's like you're going all the way back. So the beautiful Princess Leia that you always have throughout Star Wars. And so I think this is so cool, the way they're going about this and the way they implement this. So we talk about the Inquisitors. We have the Grand Inquisitor. We start the scene off. They're getting off the spacecraft, right? Going into the saloon. And it's basically right off the bat, we know that the Inquisitors, led by the Grand Inquisitor, is not here to play. The Grand Inquisitor, by the way, I think he was trained by Vader. And he basically leads the Inquisitors hunting down various Jedi survivors. It's basically the mission that they're on right now. And so so they're Dark Lord, they're in that the Dark Side Warriors, that's their whole thing here. And Third Sister, Reva, I don't know if whenever they reveal that part of it. Also, by the way, just side note on that, she has a cool post where she's opening up like an action figure and everything of her character, which I think is just going to be so such a cool image and so powerful for so many women of color. But yeah, so Third Sister is like laying down the law here. You see her pulling out people. She taking out the lightsaber on people. Like, she is not playing games. She wants to know where the Jedis are hidden. And particularly, she's looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And we get more details I'll get into later on when we get to the second episode of why exactly she's looking for him. But we know from the jump, she's dead set on the mission. She's not 100% in agreement all the time with the Grand Inquisitor, with some of the other Inquisitors. And so I'm trying to find, I think he is the fifth brother, but double check me. I'm not 100% sure, but all I know is I saw Han from Fast and Furious as one of these Inquisitors. And I was like, yeah. So you already know it don't take much for me as a Fast and Furious fan. So if they would have nothing else, they had me hooked on that. So I saw him in there, and she has a moment with him where she's butting heads. But yeah, we figure out very early on she has one goal and one goal only. Not overall lady going after Jedis, but she has this soul straight mission, and she's going to get her answers regardless of where the Jedis are here hiding, especially Obi-Wan Kenobi. And we also see Obi-Wan Kenobi, his low-key life now, that like factory sort of setting, he's very low-key. He hasn't really used the Force and all that kind of stuff in a long time, which is again something that is revealed more into the second episode. I'm just seeing all kinds of little second episode marks here before I get to the first episode. because my mind is still real, and it's so many cool, so many rabbit holes, and so many different messages going in both of these episodes. But I was saying, baby Leia, her name is Leia Organa, and we get to see her like kind of, she's not really wanting to be into that princess royalty life, right? Like they're trying to get her to go to this, this big, extravaganza, for lack of a better word. You know how it goes, the royalty, the government sort of look. She's supposed to go there, supposed to be ready to get dressed up, and goes, and she ended up putting like somebody else in her place. So we think we see this cool scene of her getting dressed up, ready to go out. And she's out in the forest in a tree, talking to a tiny robot named Lola, which is so cute. Like her little small tiny version of like R2D2 or something like that. It's so cute. And it's her little pal, and you could tell like she's up there like scanning the skies for like the different spacecraft and stuff, and just where her mind is, and how she doesn't understand why she has these certain responsibilities that are put on her, and she knows she wants something, something more, something else. She wants to be out and just be a little kid, and it's like, well, she has that instruction, she had to do that, she had to do that. And she's been put of the care of her parents, not knowing about her backstory, not knowing where she's come from. And so that's going to be such an interesting story to kind of follow her along. But we just get these little tiny glimpses of her, of her not really sinking into the royalty life. And if that's not enough, when we think she's going to go back and be part of the extravaganza and all that stuff go down, she gets kidnapped by some inquisitors and stuff like that want to kind of, because this little girl here caught up in a mix of everything that's going on, and they know exactly who she is, trying to stop that from happening. And so this is where we get the moment where Obi-Wan has to step out. He has to make a decision of what is he gonna do by the time he gets to the end of this first episode. Where is he going to go with this? Is he going to come out of hiding? He can't just keep brushing this away. The inquisitors are in town. They step into the town he's in, and go hardcore after somebody that's been protecting him. So yeah, it's about to be ride or die right now for these Jedi that need to find some way to get hiding, to hide. They even have in the first episode too, there's this pivotal scene too where there is a Jedi being hung. Like he came to Obi-Wan before, and he was like, look, I need you to hide me, I need you to get me out. But Obi-Wan is still really not coming back to that life, right? Like he's been he's been banished. He's not been a Jedi for a minute. He's been out of that life, so he's not trying to have nothing to do with it. He's got one mission. He's just keeping his eye on Luke. He just wants to stay there and watch Luke. He doesn't have to deal with all that kind of stuff. And and I don't know whether he takes that guilt on or not guilt on, but just seeing that Jedi hanging in the square that was still trying to fight and just couldn't get away. So I thought that was a very symbolic, pivotal scene for so many reasons that I'm sure we're gonna continue to pack as this series goes along. So let me go ahead and dive into part 2 here. So we get Kenobi. Kenobi has finally came into and embraced the fact that he is going to help find Leia. And because she's been kidnapped, and Daegu, I believe, is the area he ends up going to. He ends up tracking her to there. And he first runs into, I thought this was interesting to point out, he first runs into maybe like a spice seller, maybe low-key drug seller, excuse me. And so he runs into her. This is actually his real life daughter, though, by the way, Esther Rose McGregor. Hopefully I pronounced her name right, McGregor. So yeah, this is his daughter in real life that he has got to be part of the Star Wars family for the series. So that's so cool when you can have a little family connection there. And I think she mentioned something about she used to be somebody's daughter, which is kind of funny, which is kind of a little nod back there into her script and her dialogue. So I thought that was so cool. So, so we had that little run in there. He also runs into somebody that's pretending to be a Jedi that I think may or may not kind of helps him as the series go. I don't know, the debate is still out on this guy who was trying to fight to be like a Jedi, but he was just basically getting money from people or whatever, just in that part of the town or whatever like that. So we see some more interactions here of Reva figuring out where Obi-Wan is, because we have this cool sequence where he does end up finally finding Leia, and she, of course, as anybody would be, she's scared, doesn't really know who to trust. She doesn't really trust him. He's trying to give the story out, trying to tell her he's a Jedi, he's there to help. Well, actually, he doesn't really tell her a lot. He just wants to say he's there to help and he's going to bring her back, and doesn't really give her a lot of information. So you got the scared little girl running around the city, even though she just got saved out of one dangerous situation. She doesn't really know what's going on. So we kind of have this whole sequence of her trying to figure out whether she trusts him or not. Like I said, we have Reva. She is pissed off. She is not playing when she finds out that they weren't able to, the other Inquisitors were able to stop Obi-Wan. But we know what Obi-Wan working with. We know it wasn't going down like that. They weren't going to be able to take him. So he gets out with her and they're all run over the city. Reva takes it upon herself. She's not listening to the Grand Inquisitor. He's trying to get her to stand down. He's like, I got this. I'm taking care of this. She puts out a bounty on Obi-Wan. Like, she is not playing. She wants to find him. And so we get this cool scene where she catches up with him, or where Leia, she runs away because, like I said, she's scared. She doesn't really know what's going on. She sees that there's a bounty out on Obi-Wan. She's like, okay, this dude is up to no good. I don't know why I'm following him. I don't know why. Listen. So she takes off. And so we end up there's that moment too where, you know, Obi-Wan's just out there. We can see things going down. He's trying to chase her, and Reva's able to spot her, figure it out. And she does this epic like flip or something on top of the building. And I love the action scenes in this. You love when the lightsabers and stuff like that start coming out. But yeah, them just all like this whole scene of like, I would love to know how this shot, and we know how they hook it up with all the screens and stuff in the studios and stuff. And Star Wars is known for their effects, but just the way they were trying to run from each other, basically this all out chase on top of these buildings was so amazing, so cool. One of my favorite moment scenes thus far. So we see Reva doesn't catch up with him. We also get this instance of where Leia falls down off of a building when she takes this one tragic jump, and he uses the Force. So Obi-Wan is slowly bringing these steps back. So it was such a cool moment. Like, you think she's going to go down, and he's able to muster all that strength and use the Force and pull it out. And that scene is so sick. It's so cool. So I love seeing him come back into that. It's going to be so cool to see him to continue to develop and pull that back in. So yeah, we have that very cool scene, and we end up basically getting down to the point of Reva's like, look, they end up getting on this spacecraft and I'm getting away. But she's like, look, I need you. I'm going to find you. Anakin is alive. He's been looking for you. And we finally get this sort of clue of why she's so gung-ho and trying to find this. You know, Obi-Wan owes her something. She's trying to find her for something. We don't know. It's like such a mystery, such a clue. Such a hidden clue, such a hidden mystery of why I love this character, why I can't see how this is going to unfold, and what's going to come next. So, and then the very last scene of episode 2, we have Anakin in a chamber. He's got a breathing mask on. You know, something that's been keeping him alive. He's not gone yet, y'all. That lurk side, always when you got that dark side, you're always lurking somewhere. They got to watch out for him. So yeah, that's where we end, going into the next episodes there. And I can't wait to check out the next episodes. I can't wait to continue to go down this rabbit hole and figure out where they're going. I am loving this. This is so cool. But here, I want to leave you guys with a question. I'm trying to leave you guys with a question at the end of these recaps and see what you think. So we get Reva right. If we get the third sister in the room, we get Anakin in the room, we get Obi-Wan in the room, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the room. What happens? What is that conversation? What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments. Also, like and subscribe, because you know we got all kind of cool content coming to our YouTube, all of our social media platforms, just in general. Yeah. And again, BGN is standing with Moses Ingram. Let me get my point on point right here. Girl's doing a thing. I cannot wait to see what she has come with next in the mystery behind her character. And watch out for that glare. I'm trying to move to the side. All right, you guys, I appreciate it as always. Thank you so much. And until the next recap, bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.